Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EURUSD. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit the ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video. Welcome everybody, guys. So today is the first summer day. Let's take a look again in the euro currency. What we have. So currently today is Friday and today is non-farm payrolls release. That's why hardly will see any significant activity till the release moment. It means that in the short term today's session we're mostly interested just with our bread and butter trade, because all other setup stands beyond this week and has the far going perspective. And right now we just need to get the clarity on perspective of the retracement and or whatever will happen. So on the daily chart, as you can see, we don't have a big changes, so market still stands around the completion point of the harmonic swing. So this is X2 reaction, so you can see because this is stronger level here was the major XOP target, deeper retracement is double side of this minor harmonic swing. Here we have the strong weekly support, weekly reversal, so also deep retracement. Also here we are watching for this bread and butter trade. So from this most recent thrust down, market crossed 3x3 moving average and has hit the major fib level. So as we will see on the 4-hour time frame chart, this is bread and butter setup, and that's why we're expecting downward continuation to approximately 116 target. So it'll be 618 retracement of this most recent leg up. That's what we'll be watching for today's session. Here, guys, just one question exists: from what point market could start downward retracement? And that's the topic of today's video. On the 4-hour time frame chart, guys, we do not see something really special. So as you can see, as we have suggested yesterday, market indeed has hit the strong resistance area. This is confluence resistance as well. And weekly pivot point. So market still stands currently below the weekly pivot. But take a look at market can't just get started the downward action. So it just made an attempt, forming some kind of the high wave pattern, stopped, reversed back. Now again. So we do not see any kind of downward action here as it should be after the bread and butter has started. It makes me think that the starting point of the bread and butter could take the different scenarios. So if you have taken the short position here, as we have discussed recently, based on the butterfly pattern, if you remember here, we've got the butterfly, downward action has started, the first leg. Here, guys, maybe it makes sense to move stops to break even and just watch what will happen, because personally, I see few different scenarios how the downward action could start. In general, the fact that market hasn't started downward action immediately after the hitting of the strong resistance and turning to some consolidation, kind of the triangle is forming here, it could mean that another attempt to move higher is possible. Very often, recent times, your currency forms a kind of the something middle between triple two pattern and butterfly. So kind of the ABC retracement that exceeds the previous stop, but usually hasn't reached the 127 extension. And this kind of the pattern that doesn't correspond either to triple two sell, because this target stands above the stop, and doesn't match to butterfly because it hasn't reached the 127 extension, so something between them. And recently, guys, in recent time, this happens very often, not just on the euro currency. And you will take a look carefully, you will see that's what happens very often. So that's why the first scenario, guys, that I see is attempt to reach 1730 area. In general, this corresponds to our confidence resistance, stands very close. It's kind of the Russian range maybe will be to this stop, because we have this A, B, C bottom pattern OP target 1730. Other patterns already has been completed. So if you remember, we have started from this A, B, C bottom XOP target has been met. Now we're also watching for this A from that point. A, B, C bottom. Here was the OP. That also has been met. Now we're joining them and using this A, B, C top and next destination point 1730. What's also interesting is that, guys, this minor ABCD pattern that potentially could become the garden steeple to sell if we would get this top slightly higher. It also stands at 1730. And since market has not started downward action and turns some flirting around this area, forming the triangle, it's better it could be seen on the follow time frame chart. You can see clear pennant patterns forming here. That's commonly is treated as the bullish continuation pattern. As you can see, it's kind of the pennant is forming. The chances that market hit this target first 1730 and then starts move down, it's very significant. That's why I call you to move your stops to the break even if you have taken position somewhere in this area. If you will be stopped out at the break even point, you just keep an eye on this level. This could become the point where the market could reestablish move down. But of course, a lot of will depend on the numbers that we will get on the non-farm payrolls release. If we will see this kind of action to the upside here, of course, you should not take the short position. Another scenario, it could become butterfly, guys. For example, markets could start after minor pullback here. It could reestablish downward action, and if you will use the extension of this leg, it could become butterfly with 1618 extension right around 116. That could become the downward action with the brand bottom. It could start here, but this doesn't demand from you. This scenario doesn't demand from you the moving, changing the position. Just you could keep your break-even stop, and you should not be stopped out. So just in this case, you just will be watching what will happen. That's the different ways that viewer could show in today's session, and that's what we will be watching for through the today's session. So here, guys, we also have kind of the bearish divergence, as you can see right at the conference resistance on the 4-hour time frame chart. So potentially the brand body still could be formed. Maybe based on the volatility, this could become just spike up, and this market could move down. So as I said, a lot of will depend on the numbers that we will get. So situation a bit tricky, but all this trickiness stands around level and tight range, so it doesn't change significantly the overall situation. So let's see how it will turn on the moment of the non-farm payrolls release.